So if there were prior years, would you, after the T counts, then do a star C before you did setup? Since it's
Yes,
okay,
you do all stars before you do set.
because you have the modified I.
Stars go first.
Okay.
Yep, always do stars first. Because stars can affect, like, S is get rid of retained earnings, common stock, ABEC of the subsidiary. So far, our star C is not going to change any of those accounts. But in later chapters with other things, sometimes we change an account with a star, and then we'll get rid of whatever that thing is, but it will have changed. It will have altered. And so we just need to get used to doing stars first. Okay?
So you do that before DDS too?
Yes, you. No.
No.
After the DDS.
Then you do the stars if you have them.
Yeah. Do I not have any?
No.
Running out of batteries? Okay. I was hoping to get through the semester. Yes, Eric?
I thought if it's consolidated, you don't even look at the subsidiaries, like anything.
No, you do. You have the subsidiaries net income. You're mushing it together. Revenues, consolidated revenues is parents plus subsidiaries.
Okay.
And expenses are parents plus subsidiaries plus amortization.
Okay.
So what we're doing there is we're doing, this number is the parents' revenues minus expenses. And that number is the subsidiaries' revenues minus expenses. So instead of doing revenues plus revenues equals consolidated revenues, and expenses plus amortization equals consolidated expenses, we just have them in different boxes. But we've got all the pieces up there. And I don't think you don't have the ability to do consolidated revenues, consolidated expenses, because all they gave you was the net income of each one. They didn't break it down for you. Okay? It's a good point, though. Part B says, under the following situations, what is the investment in Rambus account on Herbert's books on January 1st, 2015? Well, if they're using the equity method, then we would have, I'm just going to plug numbers into this, okay? All right? It says they bought for $574. Our share of Rambus's net income that first year, Rambus reported net income of 20 and had 5, so 20, and 5 of dividends and 12 of amortization. And we just do that number. We get a number. Under the equity method then, 574 plus 20 minus 5 minus 12 is 577. Then they ask, what would it be under partial equity? We wouldn't have that. So 589. And so that would be on your first column of your worksheet, investment in subsidiary, would be 589 instead of 577. And what would it be if it was the initial value method? Just the 574. And that's how we would know which method we're using. Is that clear? Is it coming clearer conceptually? So yeah, but can I do this? Yes, you can. Under each of the following situations, what is entry star C on a consolidation worksheet? Well, if we're using initial value, I'll put numbers with it. Prior year's net income would have been that 20. Yeah, 20. Amortization was 12, and dividends were 5. Would be 3,000. Debit investment, credit retained earnings. And that's the difference between our 574 and our 577, right? So it would convert that, and it would convert the parents' retained earnings, which would not affect the S. because the S, you're eliminating the subsidiaries retained earnings. Which is why they're starting to do on the consolidation worksheet, they're putting the parents' retained earnings on one line and the subsidiaries on another line, so you can know which one you're adjusting and which one you're eliminating. Did you notice that on page 106 and on page 105? They don't put them both on the same line anymore, so that you can see that you're changing, on page 105, you're changing the parents' number, but you're eliminating the subsidiaries number. Ditto on page 106. You're changing the parents' number, you're eliminating the subsidiaries number. So they put them on two different lines, so that you can kind of see that better. They could be on the same line. It's not gonna hurt anything to be on the same line. Okay? The last part of this problem asks, what would the star C be if they were using the partial equity method? It would be that 12,000, and this would be reversed. Debit retained earnings, credit investment for the 12,000, the one prior year of amortization. Partial equity, initial value. I'll give you a minute to do that, and I will